Hello, we're back on Farming Simulator 22. Hi, I'm Farmer Teacher, and we're on the New American Map. What I want to do is give you a quick and dirty on how I would get started. Okay? First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this barn. Okay? One, it gives me $50,000, and it's easier to get to that stuff. And I'm going to put a hay barn there. So let's go over here and get this guy started real quick. Oh, by the way, I'm going to delete this too, this silage bunker, because I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use a baler that wraps to make silage a little later on. Okay, the next step, I'm going to take this tractor because it's the fastest one and I got to travel some distance. And what I'm going to do is grab my lawnmower and start cutting the other field. But I'm going to trade the lawnmower in and get a bigger one. Luckily, the shop is right across the street. That's going to make this stuff I'm doing a little quicker. Okay, I'm going to repaint this because I'll get more money. Then I'm going to sell them. Okay, now I'm going to buy mowers. I'm going to buy this one, so it's going to be about 35 grand. It is so much faster, and it's going to help me do the trick there a lot quicker. All right, now I got to hightail it down to the other field. Now this field is far away, so I don't like it. So we're going to change that in a little bit. But first, it's full of grass, so you may as well use that and turn it into hay. All right, so he's going. Let's jump to another task. Got to get my trailer here ready to pick up some wheat. Yeah, I'm going to take this guy and get my little silage mixer here. Now, ultimately, what I'm going to do is get rid of this stuff. Some of it I'm going to put in my cow pen. Okay, I moved all the bags of stuff and that one pallet. Now I need something to grab the bales with. So I go to Telehandler Tools, and the first one there for $900 is a bale fork. I'm going to grab that. That's just easy for me to use. Run up here and pick that up. And we're in business, ready to move bales. All right, I got my little silage wagon there. So what I'm going to do is grab a couple of bales of hay and get my cows started. You can't just drop the bales in there. I tried that. They won't work. It won't accept them. But I got this little handy dandy mixer wagon. I'm not going to make silage. I'm going to sell the silage or use the silage because we own the bio plant. All right, you got one in there. It only holds, this thing holds 11,900. It only holds 2 bales at a time. So one of the things you could do is upgrade that to a larger one if you want to continue. Okay, we got 2 bales in there. This will get my cows started making milk. Now this particular one, you can't control where it comes out. It comes out on the left. Okay, feeding the cows. So if you look now, we have cows and they got a little bit of food. That's going to go up. Now I'm going to put 2 bales of straw in there so they'll start making manure. I've put my 2 bales of straw in here, and I'm going to put that in here to get the cows started making manure. There we go. Okay, our grass cutting guy is done. I put the blades up. I grabbed my tedder And you need that to make hay. You got to fluff up the grass to dry. But I'm going to sell it. It's a smaller one. So I'm going to sell this thing. I'm going to repaint it first because I'll get that money back when I sell it. About 10% more, a little bit, 5%, something. I have a video on that. Now, what I'm going to do is buy a tedder, and I'm going to get that biggest one there for $42,500. Now, on this game, this particular map, your tractors are pretty good, but some of your equipment is lacking. So what I'm doing, the tractors are very usable, but I'm upgrading the equipment that you pull with the tractors because I'm going to do a lot of grass, and it's going to be a minute to get all this done. So, especially with that little bit of stuff. I tried that the first time I played this, and it took forever. All right, so I'm going to get him going. Okay, this tedder's down here going, and it's doing a great job. Look at that wide swath there. And it's 9 miles an hour. So this is a great tedder to have for, you know, it's the biggest one, and our tractors are big enough to pull it, so you may as well have it. Okay, I've got my first load of wheat here. Those two fields have wheat in it. And what I'm going to do is, before I put it in my silo, I'm going to top off this chicken pen and put chickens in here because I want to be able to sell the eggs. I'm only going to get 60 chickens because they reproduce relatively quickly. This is a whole 360, so I can get 60 at once. I'm going to put 60 chickens in there. Boom. And they'll reproduce quick. Chickens are pretty fast reproducing. Cows, not so much. So I got all the cows. And I'll put this up and then wait on the rest of the wheat. Okay, I got another 2 bales of hay in here. And I'm going to put it in my sheep pen. Sheep barn. Oh, I forgot. This thing only loads from the left, so you got to pull in from this side. Only unloads from the left. The bigger ones you can switch which way. All right, I'm going to run down here and put some sheep in here, and I'm going to fill it up. Well, I'm going to get 60 because I'll start making wool. And there they go. Got sheep in there, and they're mostly fed. Cows, I got a ways to go. Okay, we are done tedding the grass. I put the tedder away. Now what I want to do is, well, I'm going to have to borrow some money because I don't have enough. Okay, and what I want to do now is get a windrower. I sold my other one already. And the one I'm going to, that's the one we had. That is way too little. So I am going to get this one for $41,000. That's the best windrower you can get for the money. It says 9.7, but it's actually wider because it goes down. It does 2 passes to make 1 row. So it ends up being twice that apart. And it's just a lot nicer to pick that up. You don't have to make as many trips with either your baler or your forage wagon. So we're going to get him over to the grass field and get him rolling. Okay, get my windrower going. You can see it makes a nice swath there. He's going to come down the other side. And so that will be 2 lanes in that 1 row. 2 lanes to make that 1 row of grass to pick up. So this is a pretty good, efficient, probably the best one for the money as far as windrowers go. Okay, I've moved all my straw behind my barn. Well, I put all I could in my cow pen. All the hay will fit. All but 4 straw will go into the cow pen. The rest of them I put behind the barn. Now I've loaded 4 out of my 8 silage on my trailer, and I'm going to take that over to the bio plant because you own the bio plant. Okay, that's it there from here. But if you go to productions, you own that. So the other thing, you want to turn these off because when you go to the next day, it's going to charge you $302 for each one, except for silage I'm going to leave on because I'm about to put silage in there. Now you could use this to make TMR. I'm not doing that because I just have dairy cows and I have all the cows I need. And TMR, there was no difference in TMR and hay. So I'm better off taking this silage and putting it in the bio plant and getting, because you get a pretty good bit of money turning that into digestate and selling that. So that's what I'm doing. So we're going to run this over to the bio plant, come back, get those other ones, and run those over there. Okay, we're at the bio plant. You also have to bring your telehandler up here because there's no way to offload these things. These do not auto offload. Now, if you're going to continue to do silage, what I would probably do is get the bale collector. Okay, our last load of silage is on the way to the bio plant. So what I'm going to do now is go over here to construction, and I'm going to put a hayloft right in here. And there we go. Okay, we are done windrowing the hay down here in this field. Is a big field. Look how nice and far apart they are. Okay, that's one reason I like this windrower. Hold that thought. I'm going to show you something else. Okay, now look how close together these rows are. It's because my harvester is little, and this is straw. But what I'm going to do is windrow this. I'm going to have my AI do it. Once I get the edge done, I'm going to have my AI do it. That way I can be working on something else, collecting the hay in the other field. So he's going to make this into fewer rows, so when I go to collect it, it's just going to be a lot easier. Okay, like some of the other stuff, I'm going to sell my forage wagon because it's very small. All my tractors have 190 horsepower, so I can handle a lot bigger one. Repaint. Sell. All right, now I'm gonna buy the biggest one I can get with my horsepower, and that's that one. That needs 220. I can't upgrade one of my tractors to 210, still not enough. So I'm gonna get this one for 100 grand. All right, now we're gonna head down to the grass field and collect our hay, start collecting our hay. Okay, now I'm gonna sell my cultivator. And the reason is a disc harrow is more efficient. I have another video on that if you want to take a look at it. Farmer Teacher disc harrow. Should be able to find it. Okay, just repaint, sell. Let's see. And what I'm going to do is remember I have 190 horsepower on each tractor. So I'm looking for the biggest disc harrow I can get. Okay, that one, but that's 5x11. This one is the most efficient at 6x11, 180 horsepower required. So I'm going to buy that. And once I pick up my straw, I'm going to disc harrow the fields instead of cultivating. Oh, by the way, when you disc harrow, one of the reasons it's more efficient, one, the disc harrow is faster than a cultivator. With the same horsepower, this is going to be a lot faster. And I get to miss a weed cycle. Okay, we got part of our hay picked up, and we still got the straw to go, but it's 19:30 and dark. So we're going to go ahead till tomorrow, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. Okay, we're the next day, and we're collecting hay. We haven't made it to the straw yet, but we're collecting hay. One thing we got to do when you look at our fields, okay, these are our fields here. Let's see, one of them needs lime. So I need a lime spreader because I don't have one right now. All right, and probably these need lime too. It's just you take the weeds out. Yeah, they're going to need lime. So 3 of these need lime. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to need to get a weeder and a lime spreader. So what I'm going to do is go down to fertilizer. I guess that's what I'll get. Okay, we'll get this for a lime spreader. I'm going to need a weeder, but since I'm using a disc harrow instead of a cultivator, I have to use a hoe, not a weeder. So the biggest one I can get right now is that one. Okay, 51 grand. There you go. So we have our weeder and we have our lime spreader. Now you have a lime source right there in your camp there, so I can go there and fill this up. Okay, we're putting lime down in our fields. We have finished picking up the grass. So what I'm going to do is sell that field. I got 357,000 for that. And this field right here has sorghum in it. I'm going to buy that field for 218. And now I've still got to buy a few more things, but I definitely Gave me a little bit of money to the good. And I've got a crop here in the field I just bought. So we're going to go get this harvester started and harvest that sorghum. I could also use that for chicken, so it's handy. All right, I have a full truckload here, forage wagon full of straw, and nowhere to put it. So what we're going to do is go to construction, silos. All righty, and right next to our chicken pen, and I want to line it up and get it as far away as I can, right in there. Boom. Okay, one more thing. I want to name that so I don't get it mixed up with my hayloft. I'm going to rename that to straw. You can call it whatever, so you can tell it apart from your other one. I got one for hay, one for straw. There we go. So now I can tell this to go to my, should be in there as a straw barn. I can do it myself, but I just want to make sure it's in there and working. And there you go. So I'll collect all this straw and it will go in my straw barn. And now I'm going to use those on the ground before I use what's in the barn, so I can get rid of those 4 remaining bales I got there. But anyway. Okay, well, we're harvesting our sorghum over there, and it started raining, but now what I'm doing is putting grass in this field. I'm seeding grass in this field right here. This one right here. Okay. I missed a spot on lime. I'll go back and catch that. So I'm putting a little grass in here, and that's going to be our grass field. I hope that'll be enough to keep our cows fed. So at least for right now, that's going to be our grass field. Okay, I forgot an upgrade here. Because this tractor can be upgraded to 210 horsepower, I'm going to upgrade the seeder here. Always eject your seeds so you can put them in the new seeder. Alrighty. Now I'm going to go back and sell this thing. You get more money if you come here to sell it. I need all I can get. Okay, I'm going to repaint it. Sell it. Okay, now, seeders. Oh, well, let me upgrade my horsepower. There you go, 210, 27.5. But it's going to go so much quicker. Now, if you have the horse pack loaded in, oh, and I do, this one is a great deal right there. It's a little bit more efficient. You have to be sure you go over till it has both seeds and fertilizer in it, because I like to do that. Should have done that to start with. That was a mistake. I started that little small seeder. I just momentarily forgot that this tractor is upgradable to 210 horsepower. So anyway, so it's upgraded now, and this should go a lot quicker. Okay, one more thing. We had those bags of seeds and fertilizer that we moved back here. So I'm going to put some in my fertilizer using those bags. There you go. Well, this is our last bit of the sorghum, and it has gotten dark on us. So we're going to dump this and go on to tomorrow. Still got a couple of pieces of equipment to buy, and I'll show you that tomorrow. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, we've gone into the next day. This AI worker is putting some barley in this field. And then this AI worker is disc harrowing this field. That gets rid of the weeds. Now what we're going to do, my harvester's all done. But I'm going to add something right here. You go to construction, under tools, first one there on the left is a pressure washer. That way I can pull up here and do maintenance on my equipment, but also wash it off. Boom. Okay, I already did the maintenance on him. The trigger there is to the right. But now I can hop out and wash it off. And there you go. We have our hoe going, weeding this field. Remember, we have to use a hoe because we use a disc harrow to cultivate the field, so instead of a cultivator. So he's going, then we'll fertilize this and our grass field that is sprouted up. Okay, we need to buy a couple of more pieces of equipment. If you go to the menu here, I was checking to see if it was on sale. No, that one's too big. That's one of the things we got to get, but it's too big. So we got to get a slurry tank to haul our slurry to the market there. 15, we're going to get this one for 52,000. We can pull that with any of our tractors. Okay, then we need something to haul our milk in. So if you go to animals, that's just water. This is the first tank that does milk also. So we're going to get that. Okay, now we're going to go to the bank and borrow some more money. We're going to grab now our slurry, your slurry and manure. You can use your regular trailer to take manure, but you take those to the bio plant and then you activate that and you're going to get money from that, a pretty good bit of bio plant income. Let me just show you. If you look right there where it says biogas plant income, in August when we sold that silage, we got $27,000. So we don't have quite enough to take up there yet, but we will tomorrow, the next day. But we do have enough milk. So let me go. What we're going to do is grab our milk and I'll show you a little trick. Okay, right there besides the milk thing is where you're going to pick up the manure. You just drive there. You don't have to shovel it. Okay, we got a full tank. These things don't back well, by the way, this tank. So we're going to go out this way. I'm just going to go through the grass here. The dairy is just north of here, so we're going to run up there real quick. All right, now here's my trick. So what we're going to do, get paid for this milk, see how much we get here. Okay, we got $17,000. So now we're going to buy this for 70. Now we own the dairy. So we have a silage thing it comes with. Turn the chocolate off. We don't have any sugar. But the milk that we just got paid $17,000 for is now in our dairy, and we're going to get paid for that again. So that's pretty cool. So it's a way of double dipping, so to speak. They paid us for it, and then we bought the dairy, and it's still in there. So not a bad deal, not a bad deal. Okay, that's pretty much it, how to get started. Let me just show you our land we have. So there's our farm. Remember we had the other grass field. We sold that and we bought this instead. It was full of sorghum and it came with these 3 fields. And we have now planted. Here we get barley in here, grass in here, and wheat in here. And we'll probably put sorghum back in here. And I'll have more than enough for my chickens, and I can probably buy the grain mill and put that into production also. Okay, we've got a good start here. We've used all our fertilizer. I still got some seeds to use. That pallet of uh, additive, I'll probably just sell it. Still got some straw I can mix and use, and in fact, I'm due for that in some of my in the cows. The chickens have reproduced once, so I now have a, oh, they reproduced twice, 3 times, yeah. I now have 120 chickens, and you're gonna get like 60 a month pretty much. They're starting to make some eggs, so there you go, that's money in the bank. And over here we got some wool we could sell, that's also money in the bank. So it is starting to happen there. So we got wool to sell, we got milk to sell, we got silage and manure to sell, and eggs. And we're going to be coming out ahead. And our grass is growing, we fertilize that. You can see our grass field there. We'll probably be able to cut it next month. But we have in the silo, let's see, manure, slurry. We'll sell that next month, take it to the bio plant. We have 184,000 liters of hay left, 178 of straw. So we're doing pretty good. And that's pretty much how I start this farm. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like after a few seasons. Okay, this is my farm after a few seasons. I've updated a lot of equipment here, got a bigger trailer. A lot of my tractors are upgraded. I've added tractors. I have one large tractor now, and I got this a couple of small tractors that I use for some very small things. Upgraded my disc harrow, seeder, so forth. Everything's upgraded. Added some corn headers and stuff like that. This is what the map looks like, what I own. Still the same fields. I have purchased this field over here that I now use for grass. Okay, so I purchased one more field. But look at my production facilities. I kept buying those. And I have the sugar plant, the oil plant, and they're running. The dairy, the grain plant, the bakery. And notice I'm making cakes there, and to do that you need strawberries. So I've added some greenhouses down here. And then I got these auto ship things that ship my eggs and milk and wool. And there you go. So that's quite a bit. If you look at the finances now, I have no debt. And I got 186,000 in the bank, and I still own all that stuff. The income is really starting to come in. Look at my income there at the bottom. I did buy a new vehicle this month, so I'm in the red for this month, but every other month I'm way ahead. So there you go. Just want to show you that. That's how I'd start this new American map. And it's a great map. If you like maps in the U.S., it's relatively, comes with a lot of stuff. It's got mountains in the background. It's a pretty map. Things seem to work pretty good. And there you go. I like it. So give us a thumbs up. Share this with your farming buddies. I'm Farmer Teacher, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.